What is going on, everybody? I am Parker Rogers, and on behalf of Europe's Elite, I am pleased to announce that we have something extra special in store for y'all today. I was fortunate enough to be able to sit down with Michigan linebacker David Ojabo from Aberdeen, Scotland, and talk to him and interview him about his process in playing football, recruiting, going to America, and his experience in college football so far. So thank you to David for just agreeing to do this interview and chatting it up with me. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the interview. All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome. I am Parker Rogers, and I am joined today by David Ojabo. David, it's great to have you. How's it going, man?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. All right, so without any further ado, I'll just let you introduce yourself, name, where you play, stuff like that.
I'm David Ojabo, 20 years old, play at Michigan, uh, outside linebacker, about to go into my junior year, and
Awesome.
from Scotland.
That's awesome. So you went to America, Blairstown, New Jersey, to pursue a career in basketball, right?
Yeah, basketball, soccer, both of them. Yeah.
But your junior year of high school, you decided to play football. How did that come about?
So pretty much, basketball, soccer weren't really going so well for me. I got into track, and it was actually my track background. I ran at 10.8, and I guess that turned some heads. So through that is how one of my coaches suggested that I should play football, but obviously I was hesitant because I didn't know anything about the sport and all the head banging. I wasn't really comfortable with all that. But I tried it out, and it went pretty well. It worked out for me.
I would say so. You started out, you became a four-star recruit in high school. You were according to 24/7 Sports, you were the 314th overall prospect in your class, 19th overall strong side defensive end, and the 7th overall prospect in New Jersey. That is insane. You had 35 plus Division I offers. What was that experience like going through the recruiting process, getting the offers, talking to coaches? Just explain how you're feeling and just how you dealt with it all.
I mean, honestly, I think the fact that I didn't really know much about these colleges kind of helped me, kind of stay humble and stay down because, I was getting calls from big time colleges, but I didn't realize they were big time, till, some of my teammates told me about it or my coaches told me about it. So, but nah, it picked up quick. That's something that I must say about it. It went from one or two, and then sometimes in a week I would get like 4 or 5 offers, and like of course that comes with coaches constantly in your ear and stuff. So it picked up quick. And again, for someone who only played a year of football, to gather that type of attention, it was crazy for sure.
Yeah, just to highlight some of those schools, you had offers from Rutgers, Minnesota, Virginia, Boston College, Syracuse, Duke, Arizona State, Ole Miss, UCF, Baylor, Vanderbilt, national champions Clemson, Notre Dame, and of course, Michigan. That is insane. A lot of high level Power Five schools right there. What drew you to Michigan? Like, what was your deciding factor when you're deciding between all the other schools in Michigan?
I feel like it just had the best of both worlds. Education, obviously, I think it's the number one public school in the country, and then of course football has a good reputation, and the fans, as the biggest stadium in the country. So I feel like it had the best of both worlds, and I couldn't pass up on that.
That's pretty cool. So, not coming from a background of football, you started playing your junior year. Who did you try to model your play style after? Like, did you go on YouTube, watch videos of, NFL defensive ends, college defensive ends, linebackers? Who did you try to model your play style after, or did you just make it your own?
I won't lie, being new to the sport, I didn't. I would watch highlights, but I won't say the specific person I watched. I was just learning the sports. The classic story was I didn't even know what a hash mark was till, after my junior year. So it's just stuff like that, like I was learning the sport. So I feel like I would have been getting ahead of myself trying to switch up my game or model my game after somebody else before I even knew the rules of the sport. So yeah, I didn't really, but right now I would say I watch a lot of Frank Clark, a lot of Chandler Jones, they're kind of unorthodox movements, but then they fast, twitchy, strong. I try them out of our game after them.
That's pretty awesome. Reading your scouting report out of high school from Rivals, they mentioned that your pro comparison was that of he plays for the Seahawks now, Carlos Dunlap. How do you take that into account when you're playing? Just being compared to such a high level player like that. How does that affect your mentality and your play style? Just being compared to some of the greats out there.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good. It gives me something to push towards. Obviously, I'm trying to become one of the greats too. You don't just play this sport to be regular. So, it's an honor, I guess. To be compared to one of the great or to somebody who's at a really high level.
Yeah, that's awesome. So during the whole recruiting process, it's pretty overwhelming. You're away from home. You're living in a new country. You're living in America. Who was your biggest influence and like supporter throughout the whole recruiting process as a total? Was it, your family back in Scotland? Was it your coaches in America? Just how did that play out?
Yeah, definitely. I want a lot of a couple of people in my corner. Definitely my head coach, Coach Saylor, my D-line coach. He was definitely my corner too. My host family, because obviously I need a host family still here. They kept in close contact, especially when I need somewhere to go, and just to get away from all that. And then yeah, for sure, my family itself back in Scotland, they obviously played a big role and had a big influence in like where I went. So I kept in close contact with them for
That's
sure.
pretty awesome. Now, speaking on the host family, because a lot of European players who want to come over to America and play football don't necessarily know about the whole process of having to choose a school and a host family. So, can you just talk through your experience trying to transfer from Scotland to America, how you chose to go to Blair Academy and the host family process and all that?
I mean, for me, it was unique because my basketball coach at the time was Canadian, so he was familiar with the whole like North American basketball system. And we did our research, made our my little highlight tape, and just kind of sent it out to coaches. Reached out to coaches. He had his connections. He reached out to coaches, and we narrowed our choices down to Blair Academy. And then we thought again that was the best. I get the best of both worlds, being on the East Coast, not too far. Like I had some West Coast schools I was thinking about, so being on the East Coast, that's a little closer to home, and then of course Blair Academy is very high in academics too, so that you needed that from my parents. And then host family wise, again, like I said, my situation was unique. My host family actually lived in Scotland and then moved away for a couple of years. So when I came into the U.S., they signed me as their, my legal guardian, So mine was definitely unique, but I'm sure there's other programs or ways people could get connected, but that's how I did it. I knew them beforehand, and he was actually one of my best friends while I was in Scotland too, which is why it's crazy. And yeah, I consider him my brother now.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty great that you're just able to make that connection in Scotland and then just transfer it over to America just to make that process just a little bit smoother. So there's a lot of young talent out in Europe, a lot of amazing ballers here. I play with some myself in the Czech Republic, but what advice do you have for the young people in Europe who want to pursue playing high school football and college football in America? Like, what's like the one of the biggest pieces of advice that you can give to them just to kind of motivate them and let them know that their dream is actually a tangible reality?
I mean, it's as simple as this. If I could do it, why can't you? No one would have thought a kid from Aberdeen, Scotland, where most people don't even know where that is, would be playing at Michigan, and it's just crazy how life works. But I mean, there's a lot of stories untold. Like every Saturday, I was in the gym, literally every Saturday for a minimum of 3 to 4 hours. I would take the bus back. I would take trains all the way down to Glasgow for training with the squad when I was 13. Like there's a lot of stories behind that, but it's as simple as this, man. If you want it, you got to put in the work, and if you put in the work, at some point, it's gonna show. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get your opportunity. When you get your opportunity, you better take it. And And about America, one thing, my biggest adjustment was it's real over here, man. In Europe, I'll be honest, they don't really take sports as serious, not sports, but let me say like basketball or again, football as serious as America does. So, it's definitely a different beast over here. So, it's all about mentality, man. If you feel like you could bang with the big dogs over here, you better come and be ready to bang with the big dogs because they'll expose you quick. So, get your mind right, get your body right, and that's all it is.
Yeah, man, I feel that's true. I played 2 years varsity in Texas before I moved to the Czech Republic, and the competition level is different. There's a lot of physicality and just a higher football culture in America than there is in like Europe. So I think that's some great advice right there. So let's see. How did you transition from basketball to football and make football your top priority, just like going into your junior and senior year of high school? Because your original intention was to come to America to pursue basketball. So how did you make that transition just as smooth as possible and make football your top priority?
Like I said, man, I just put in work in whatever I do. So, if I knew that right now football was gonna be what was gonna take me to college, I didn't come to America just to be a regular student. Or, I obviously came with dreams of making it big. So, if the basketball didn't work out for me and football is bringing me 35 plus high major offers, it's a no brainer. So man, I just transitioned from switching my body from kind of like long, lanky, thin to start putting on weight, quick too, and start adjusting to the nature of football because as you know, it's physical. It's not like basketball. It's throwing your head, using your hands, driving your feet, all that. So, it was hard at first because obviously, like I said, from basketball to football, it's a different beast, but in terms of work ethic, that was a known to me, because all I know is work. And I've been working ever since I was a kid. So now I'm looking at 35 schools. Like, that's enough motivation for me to keep working.
Yeah, just trusting the process. Committing to the grind every single day. Just making sure that you're in the gym, you're putting on weight. You're watching the film. Just perfecting your craft. I think that's awesome. You're a beast. You're 6'5", 250. You're quick off the edge. You got a lot of talent. That's absolutely insane. What like for you? What was the hardest transitioning from high school football, which you'd only played 2 years, coming to your freshman year at Michigan in 2019? What was the biggest transition from playing high school to college football?
I feel like it's just, well, obviously one, physicality because you're playing with grown men at that point. But two is it's just like you're the man in high school and then you come to college and you're with other people that are the man too. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that go to make it D1 college, like they're there because they're the best in their team. So it's just like a whole congregation of really good players. So I think that was the biggest adjustment, just knowing that I'm not coming into no cakewalk. Like everybody is gonna be good. So to play, you gotta be the best of the best. Now, of course, against the NFL, you gotta be the best of the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's just that one step up, just knowing that everybody in my position is there for a reason and they're good at what they do.
It's true. You're there for a reason. How do you approach every single day, going out to practice, going out on the field and trying to prove that you're the best? What is your mindset every day, just going out there and, just absolutely dominating the guy in front of you and being better than the next person?
Yeah, man. I feel like football is all about mindset, man. Like end of the day, it's something that stuck with me. It's either you dominate or you be dominated. There's no in between. Like you come off the ball, if you're not smacking somebody, they smacking you hard. You know what I'm saying? They're driving you off the ball and then you look bad. If you're a receiver, if you're not, you know what I'm saying, getting off the block, the DB gonna jam you. You know what I'm saying? So there's no in between. It's either you're dominating or you're getting dominated. So I feel like it's quite simple. Like I go out there and I want to dominate. It's as simple as that. So, that's my mindset. So every rep, every play, I feel like you gotta finish in a dominant position. That's what I try to do.
Yeah, that's definitely noticeable. You're a crazy dominant force out there, man. It's absolutely insane. What was the biggest living adjustment that you had to make throughout the whole process? Like going to college, the college lifestyle, living without your parents and on your own. How was that adjustment? How did you take that, and what were like some difficulties that you had through that whole process?
I mean, like I said, my journey is unique, man. I moved to America alone when I was 15. So, it wasn't anything moving into college, because I ain't get to go home like the other kids who would just fly over to, the next state or drive home to another town in New Jersey. I was a couple flights away. So, I kind of just adjusted to live with my host family and not really see my family as much. And so honestly, going to college, it was just routine for me. But I mean, to answer your question, like I feel like for other people it might be difficult because they've been with their families a lot and then moving and trying to be independent. Again, that's just part of growing up though. But for me, I grew up a lot earlier. My parents trusted me enough to go live in America at a very tender age.
15 years old, moving to America. Did you experience any major culture shock when you first moved?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, come on, man. We're from Scotland. Scotland, everybody kind of cool, calm, collected. And, America is a lot of rah-rah that goes on, with politics, with race, with this, with that. And, that definitely, that was in my face a lot, And I'm naturally quiet, so I ain't really say or do anything about it. But, I'll definitely go back to my room and be like, why is this happening? Or why are they like this? Or why are people reacting like this? But I was used to my peaceful, Scotland where everybody just keeps to themselves and, nothing really happens.
Yeah. You mentioned not being able to go home as much as like your other teammates.
Mhm.
Last summer, you went home for what you thought was going to be a week, but it ended up being like a multiple week month stay in Scotland because of the travel restrictions. How did you deal with that? Just being in Scotland for so long, being away from the football program, off season, and not being able to fly back. You had a bunch of articles written. I read through some of them. That's crazy. So how did you deal with that? Just being stuck and not being able to come back. How did you keep in contact with like your football team, your teammates, coaches, and then eventually just getting back and getting into to summer camp?
I mean, man, I knew it was an obstacle I had to overcome because I wasn't expecting it, but I had to stay in shape. We had Zoom calls where we had to work out on Zoom with our camera on. That was kind of awkward, but like I said, it's all a mindset, man. Like end of the day, I know why I'm in America and what my dream is. So, being stuck in Scotland can't, kind of can't slow down my dreams. So that's why, I just kept working honestly, and I didn't think twice about it. I just kept grinding away, and any weights I had in my house, we ordered weights. Anything we could do, we did it just so I could stay in shape. And what was supposed to be like 2 weeks turned to a couple months. That's how it is, man. That's how life goes, man. And it's not gonna be a smooth journey, but it's what you make of it.
Yeah, it's definitely just been an interesting, year, with everything going on. Now, you mentioned chasing the dream. Obviously, the ultimate dream and goal is to make it to the NFL. Not knowing much about football and like pro teams, college teams, when you started playing football, is there like a favorite NFL team that you have, one that you'd be like just super ecstatic to play on?
I mean, honestly, it's between the Texans and the Patriots, and I'm saying that purely because of my host family, because they from Boston, so they got a house there, and it'll be cool to just, And then they live in Texas though, so I mean, it'll be cool, if I play where they live, so I could be close to them. But other than that, I don't really care, man. As long I'm just rolling with life, man. I'm just trying to make the most of this opportunity and just take it as high as I can, man.
Yes, sir. That is pretty great. So you're in college, you have the whole football aspect, but you also have like being a student aspect. What does an average day look like for you? Like what's the balance between football, academics, and then social life? How does that look for you on a regular day?
Yeah, so I wake up 7 a.m., 8 a.m., go get my COVID testing, and then get my treatment. That's from like 10 to 11. And then we got class on Zoom from like 11 to 2. And then that's probably the hardest part of the day because, staying focused on a computer is not as easy as it seems, but, we're doing our best over here. And then from there, we got to go straight to lift. And that's, well, pretty much, let me say the facility. So we be in the facility. So lift, meetings, all that, practice. And that's from 2 till, probably like 7, we in the facility. And then that's pretty much the whole day. And then the back end of the day is dinner and, recovery, homework. But yeah, that's pretty much how every day besides probably some Saturdays and Sundays.
That's pretty crazy. So Michigan, obviously, is a huge Power 5 school. There's an amazing football culture around Michigan. How would you describe the football culture at Michigan? With the fans, with the school, just everything with that. How would you describe the culture of football just around the Michigan program?
It's crazy, man. They love football over here. I'll tell you that. A lot of diehard fans from all ages, from young to very old, and it's good to see, man. I mean, it gets me fired up every time I put on that helmet or put on that jersey, and makes me want to play football. It's you wake up every day and you just think about the fans, you think about support, you think about your family, stuff like that makes you want to keep going and keep going for them and stuff. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. Speaking of the fans, last year COVID hit. There was uncertain if college football would be back in season. Ultimately, it was in season. However, there's just one major drawback. There wasn't many fans, if any, at the game. So how would you describe playing in an almost mostly empty stadium, just some cardboard cutouts up there in the stands? How was that like for you?
Yeah, that was definitely weird. I mean, it almost felt like practice, what I'm saying, besides the cameras following you around. But it definitely felt like practice. And I mean, my freshman year, I got to experience the whole, 110,000. But to come back next year and experience that, I mean, there's no other word to it. It was weird. Like, it was weird. But we hope to get fans back in the building come this fall. But we're going to see, man. Either way, we came to play football, you know what I'm saying? The fans can watch from home or wherever, but we come to handle business. That's all it is.
Yeah, speaking on that, you played 2 years of football, you come in as a freshman. What was it like the first time you stood in that tunnel and ran out in front of all those fans at home at Michigan? What was going through your head? Like, what was that feeling? Obviously, like, it's something surreal. So, like, how surreal was it to you? Like, you run out and you look around and you're like, man, all these people are here to watch me play football. All these people are here to, I can shine in front of all these people. Plus, you're on, like, national live TV. Like, how does that – like, what's going through your mind when that's happening?
I mean, exactly what you think is going through my mind. I'm just like, wow, there's really 110,000 people in here, and I mean, there's no better feeling. There's no other feeling that compares to that, running out that tunnel, getting to touch the flag and hearing all the fans scream. Like I said, I hope we can get that whole atmosphere back come this fall, but it was definitely crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. So start of the 2020 season, y'all opened with a massive win over Minnesota, right?
Sure.
Minnesota was a really good team in 2019. And just to come out in the season opener, how did it feel just playing against Minnesota, getting that opening season win, getting some playing time in that game too? How did it feel? Just what was going on? Just how good did it feel to take home that first win?
Yeah, I mean, that was first time I played, and I mean, like you said, season opener, got the win. It was encouraging, man, to say the least. It was really encouraging. We took home the trophy. It's a little rivalry, so.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's no better than winning. So, like, start off the season with a win. It was good.
Yeah. Speaking on those rivalry games, what are your opinions on the rivalry games? You got Michigan, Michigan State, Michigan, Minnesota, and of course, Michigan and Ohio State. So if you can just speak on those rivalry games, how important they are to you, what they mean to you, how you approach each different game, and the week building up, and then the game day surrounding each game.
I mean, we approach every game the same, but obviously when it comes to rivalry, we definitely throwing a lot of preparation, to make sure we win, do our best. But I mean, you just gotta take it day by day, man, week by week. You can't. Everybody's gonna give you their A game. Nobody's gonna come out here and say, "Oh, we're not a rival, so we're gonna give you a B+ game or C." Like everybody come with their A game, so you just gotta come prepared, man. You gotta come ready to battle. It's a war every Saturday, so that's how it is.
Yeah, it's a big mindset going into those games. There's a phrase at Michigan, if I'm correct, it says those who stay will be champions.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this phrase, and just how does it motivate you, impact you? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, like I said, man, it's day by day, man. You just gotta trust the process. We grind every day, and we're just playing. We're praying for better days, man. That's just how it is, and we know Michigan's it's a big time school, and through the ups and the downs, you just gotta keep grinding, man. That's how I see it. If you stay, if you grind it out, if you thug it out, you're gonna be a champ. You're gonna be a champ in one way or another. So that's how I see it as.
That's awesome. So y'all just finished spring football, right? Y'all just had the big scrimmage last week?
Yeah, last Saturday.
Yeah. How did spring football go for you? What are y'all looking to improve? Just, improving your game, going up against all the starters and everything. How are you looking to make a leap this season?
Oh yeah, no, I feel like spring went really well. Built my confidence up a lot. Got stronger, got faster. My IQ for the game definitely rose. All that, man, and also we got a new defensive scheme in, so I think our defense is coming along really, really well. Like I said, man, just day by day, man. You can't think too far ahead, whether it's a walkthrough, whether it's a full blown practice, whether it's a lift, man. You just gotta attack each day, man. And I mean, it's the best of the best. So I'm going against the starters, and they're gonna give me their A game. I'm giving my A game. So we're all just out there getting better, man. Before summer camp comes around. So it was good.
Yeah, that's good. Last year y'all weren't able to have spring football. So how important was it to the team and to the culture just to get the spring football in and make that jump, make the improvement from the 2020 season to the 2021 season?
Yeah, nah, it was definitely monumental, man. We needed it. We definitely needed it, especially with a whole new coaching staff, brand new coaching staff. We need to get familiar with them, get familiar with the scheme, just get comfortable, get confident, man, and just build the culture back up, man. That was a big point amongst the team. Just build a strong culture and everybody got to become a family, man, because, it's together as one, we could win.
Yeah, speaking on that, Michigan just hired a new defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald. So what kind of presence does he bring to the team on and off the field, in meetings, in practice? He worked in the NFL for the Ravens for 7 seasons. So how does he bring that NFL intensity to the college level, especially with your position, linebackers? Because I know that he coached the linebackers over at the Ravens before he came to Michigan.
Yeah, he's the man. Coach Mac, he's the man, man. His IQ, you could just tell by the way he speaks. He knows his sport inside out, and I mean, it's also very beneficial to have an NFL coach be with us because he keeps it real. In the NFL, they don't play around. They don't really do too much emotion. It's business. So he kind of brings that whole business mindset that's like, if you're producing, you're gonna play. There's no, oh, but he's my favorite player, this or that. Like everything's on film. That's a big point he made. And I mean, he's an NFL coach, man, and as a linebacker coach too. Like he knows exactly what he's talking about. So anything he says, personally, I do. You know what I'm saying? But as a team, we do. So we follow him, we look up to him. He's our leader, and we trust in him for sure.
So football is just a lot of individuals coming together as a team to make big plays. Every single snap, it's about the team. It's not individual effort. How would you describe the whole team and family aspect on the Michigan team? Like, obviously y'all are close, y'all stick together. So how important is that to you, and how does it impact you?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you got somebody you call your brother, when we go out to war on Saturday, you just know he got your back, and he got mine. That's how it should go. So that importance of unity and brotherhood, it goes a long way when things are going good and bad. You know what I'm saying? When it's good, we can feed off that energy and keep it going. When it's going bad, I need to make sure he got my back, so we can pull it back together. You know what I'm saying? So. It's good, man. It's good. We got something good going, that's for sure. But the importance of brotherhood, man, that's definitely needed.
Yeah, coming off a shortened season, didn't necessarily go the way that y'all planned. 2-4. How are y'all looking to improve your game the most? Just within the group of players, but then also with the team as a whole, coaches, coaching staff. Y'all made some pretty big adjustments. So what should we be looking for this season in just watching Michigan?
Man, you just gonna have to wait and see, man. You just gonna have to wait and see, man. It's everything's gonna be brand new. Just gonna have to wait and see, bro. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Coming into your junior season, what's the biggest jump that you're trying to make? How are you trying to make the biggest impact that you can this season?
Yeah, I'm trying to be a big impact on this defense. Be a key piece. Just showcase what I got. It's about time that I show the world what I could do, and just show them I'm a freak, show them I'm strong, fast, all that, man. I feel like it's time, if I'm being honest. So I feel like it's just time to rock and roll and leave the rest in God's hands, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the case. You have the biggest stage in the world. You got tons of people watching. You're able to have, your family and your bros back at home in Scotland watching on TV because, your games are broadcast nationally. You are on the biggest stage to make the biggest plays. And you're in the perfect position, mentally, physically. All you have to do is just, wait for the opportunity, grab it, and run with it. And I can definitely see that's what you're going to do. Just watching your tape from high school, watching what you did in the games that you played in last year, I can tell that you're about to make a really huge leap, and I think that's absolutely amazing.
Bless, appreciate that, bro.
And then just another question. This process isn't easy. Going through this, there's a lot of struggles that go unseen, a lot of just hardships. How has God remained faithful to you and your family just through all these circumstances, through everything? Just how have you just been blessed by Him in this season of life?
Man, just pray every day, man. Nothing's guaranteed in this life, so just keep my faith strong. And if I said 3-4 years ago I'll be playing for University of Michigan, I probably would have laughed at myself. A lot of people would have laughed at me, But three years later, now what? You know what I'm saying? So if we keep that same trend, who's to say that in 2-3 years, what's gonna happen? So like I said, when you ask me, I'm just trying to keep going up, keep rising, keep trusting, man, and just keep doing what I do. Because again, from a basketball player to a Michigan football player to what? You just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's guaranteed in this life, man. All you can do is work and pray. Just work and pray. Simple as that.
That's amazing. So closing out here, a lot of people in Europe are going to be watching this. They're going to be wide-eyed, just, amazed at your story, because I know I certainly am amazed at your story. What's one takeaway that you would just, send out to all the European football players? One piece of motivation, piece of advice that, you would send out to them?
Man, you just got to have heart, man, in everything you do. You got to have heart, man, because, if I'm being honest, over here, they don't do too much of that emotion. It's either you can ball or not. Maybe in high school, they might, baby feed you, but I'm telling you, either you ball or you don't ball. You know, there's no in between. Like I said, especially with football, like maybe basketball, you could whatever sport. We talk about football. Either you're dominating or you're getting dominated. You know, as soon as you get your mind right, get your heart right, get your body right, there's no gray area. So, man, you gotta have heart in this sport and what you do. You gotta be willing to sacrifice. I mean, y'all know I don't go home. I don't go home often. You know, I could probably count how many times I've been home since I've been in Scotland. You know, I'm sorry, since I've been in America, and I don't really go home often. So you gotta be ready to sacrifice, especially if you want to take your game to the next level, man. And I feel like the real gets exposed quick. So it's best to leave emotion out of it and just have heart in whatever you're trying to do, whether it's just, maybe some people just want to play high school football. Maybe some people just want to play college football. You know, maybe some people want to make it to the NFL, but whatever it is, man, you got to have heart because, you know, I'm going to speak from over here. They don't do too much emotion. They don't, you know, if you're a baller, they'll give you recognition. If you're not balling, nobody's gonna. Yeah, you can't lie. Like you can't lie or make nothing up. So, you know, just do what you got to do, man. Have heart in what you do for sure.
David, thank you so much for being here and doing this interview. Really appreciate just hearing your story, hearing more about you, and just being able to chat it up a little bit. So sure. Thank you. I appreciate it on behalf of Europe's Elite. I wish you the best this upcoming season. Just in everything. So thank you so much for just coming on here.
Appreciate that, man. I'm blessed.